as Trinity Western looking to start their home campaign on a strong note. UVic, of course, those who played last year, I'm sure remember well the last time they two teams played. So we'll take a quick break from the national anthem, and then we'll be back with the kickoff here from the Willoughby Community Park in Langley, British Columbia. And with that, we are moments away from kickoff here between Trinity Western and the UVic Vikes, and we'll go over our starting lineups right now, starting with UVic. Brent Hamburg is at number 1. Jordy Auger is hooker for the Vikes. Owen Koken at 3. Second row, Murdoch Casey and Merlin McLeod, while Brendan Kim is at 6. Tucker Nadeau also at flanker. Number 8, Ryder Heaney Corns. Playing scrum half for UVic, Ethan Smith. Fly half, Alex Gamage. Graham Norris is on the wing. Andrew Eason, Shane Rickley-Crindle in the middle. At centers, Lockhart McGregor on the opposite wing, and at fullback, Matt Bennett. That's your starting lineup for the UVic Vikes. As for the home team, the Trinity Western Spartans, Tim Zimmer gets the start in the front row, along with Favor Lanyan and Seth Clausen at hooker. Martin Zabiri and Captain Josh Halliday patrol the second row. Canaro Gandolfo and Sam Soy on flankers, and number 8 is Nate Schroeder. Similar lineup to what we saw last week. A few changes here. Number 9, Jan Lorenz. Josiah Lavalley will be the fly half. Connor Gibbons is on the wing. We're just moments away from getting going. Giuseppe DeToy and Finn Murphy at centers. Lyndon Duggan on the wing, and Matt Willemse is at fullback. There you see Matt Willemse with the scrum cap, number 15. He'll grab the ball to get things rolling here at Langley, British Columbia. First time we've been on the Rugby Network. Excited to be here. And of course, there's the referee, Christine Lovett, will manage this afternoon's contest. Matt Willemse kicking off to start. Deep kick. And Vikes will start with the ball coming towards the near side here as Victoria and Spartans, as I was saying, looking for W's this afternoon. High ball, and UVic comes up with it as Ethan Smith will gather the ball from the back of the ruck, and driving forward there is good hard hit there from Sam Soy, number 7 out of Hong Kong. It was tackled by Nate Schroeder of the Spartans. Smith again on the bottom of the ruck. That's Favor Lanyan making first contact for Trinity Western. Ball still in hand for Vikes. Hard charging run there by their center. Smith swings it out. Bit of a bobble, but he hung on to it, did Vikes player, and went into contact well. And Lanyan drives over. The penalty's going to go the way of the Vikes. Looks like Lanyan maybe came in off the edge. And UVic will kick to touch. Or they attempted to do so, and it'll be Matt Willemse slowing things down. And he's got a good boot on him, and that one will sail out right just beyond half as Lyndon Duggan wearing number 14 chases that one down. Mentioned Ethan Smith already. He was the early try scorer for the Vikes in their game last week against the Pride. Boyd Porter for the Vikes. That's Angus Boyd Porter, who's not in the lineup today. He also scored for Victoria last week. Now the Vikes are hard charging through the middle. There's a hard tackle there by Gandolfo for Trinity Western. Smith still working the ball on the far side there. Driving in there was Tucker Nadeau. Spartans holding the line, but Victoria still moving the ball to the far side. And that ball is kicked long. Once again, Matt Williams will be there to catch it, and he bobbles it, and that's going to be an opportunity for Victoria as the ball was picked up, but it'll go back to scrum for the Vikes in a great spot here as Williams was unable to bring that one in cleanly. And now the Vikes will have a scrum way deep in Spartans territory, looking to see if they can strike first here at the Willoughby Community Park. And we'll see our first scrum here, see how things go for Trinity Western and the Vikes. Ethan Smith once again, number 9, putting it in for Victoria. He'll look to spin it out towards the camera here, and a nice hard run there, tackled there by Trinity Western. And the Vikes still moving it forward. And they're stopped there. It looked like Giuseppe Toy might have been at the bottom of that one, stopping that one from moving any further. Sam Soy is in there for Trinity Western defensively. Ethan Smith once again, pull it out, try and get to the near side here. That one's near the post, on the line. And they try and drive over. Vikes calling for it, but it looks like it, and the referee, Christine Lovett, calls it a try as UVic gets their first of the afternoon here in the 4th minute. Couldn't quite see who ended up with that. We'll try and get the name on that one. Near the post, on the line. Try and drive over. Vikes with their striped jerseys. The numbers are a little bit trickier to follow, but I'll try and sort things out here as Alex Gamage will look to put 7 on the board. There's another 2. And he does just that, and it's 7-0 for Victoria here, 4 minutes into this one. Good start for the visiting Vikes. Josh Halliday, captain for Trinity Western, takes a knee there as he's attended to by the medics. Captain for Trinity Western has been a crucial part for the last few years of the Spartans setup, and now he's the leader, he's the captain. Vice captain today is Matt Williams for Trinity Western. Halliday looking to walk off whatever is going on. Tough character indeed, but he might be walking off to the sidelines now. We'll wait and see what prognosis is. And coming on to replace him, David Wagert. Matt Williams that kicks it deep now as Josh Halliday will slowly walk off. Here's the Vikes now looking to see if they can get out of their own zone, but a hard David Wagert gets right in there and makes his first tackle on first contact. Trinity Western looking to turn things around quickly here after the Vikes' good start. There's Gamage getting things out to the outside, but it's quickly taken by the Spartans, stolen there in Vikes territory. Victoria trying to get it back, and it looks like they may have done just that as they rucked over well. There's Soy trying to stop the maul and just gathers another 8 to 10 meters rather. It's Ethan Smith off the back of the ruck with the boot. Wilmza gives it out to Connor Bernardin, or rather Josiah Lavallee. Lavallee's got some speed and some moves as he's back playing rugby after a long time on the injured shelf. Trinity Western still with it. Josiah Lavallee last week had a drop goal. He knocked through the posts, and they played against UBC out in Vancouver. There's Favor Olanian with a little bit of a move and a run, still with the ball, still moving forward. Crowd loving this one as the front rower made some meters. Here's Lavallee giving it out to Wagert. Jan Lorenz. Inside to Finn Murphy. Murphy goes down, the ball's knocked forward though, and then it went off the hands of the Vikes. Will play on, playing advantage for Victoria. It looks like the first looks like it's going to be a scrum there for Victoria, or will be for the Spartans. I guess it looks like it was knocked on first by the Vikes and then by the Spartans eventually, so Jan Lorenz will put it in. As Trinity Western gets their first scrum of the afternoon. Trinity Western trying to push back a little bit. Now they've got the ball in Vikes territory. Here early on, 8 minutes into this one. Sunny, warm afternoon. The Vikes with a hard scrum pushing the Spartans back, but Trinity Western gets the ball out, and Lavallee's making moves, missing tackles and carrying on, but now the ball spilled forward and it's Victoria with it. Now moving with a little bit of space, trying to take advantage of Trinity Western in a bit of a tough spot, and then coming around the wing here on the near side, still making moves. Graham Norris. Norris makes it all the way deep inside Spartans half, but then a penalty goes towards the Spartans. Not releasing there, Graham Norris, as he was able to get around Seth Clausen on the near side, but now it's a penalty for Trinity Western. Matt Wilmsa, who does well so often at the boot, will set the Spartans up for a lineup right in front of Trinity Western's bench here. Seth Clausen will throw it in. He's now the starting hooker, taking over for Scott Bowers, who is Trinity Western's hooker for quite some time, and he was recently drafted by the Seattle Seawolves in the MLR draft. Here's Soy coming up with it. The tackle, I mean. Smith. Moving it to Keeney Corns, the number 8 for the Vikes. This one coming to the near side, looking for Norris again. Norris runs over Lyndon Duggan, but Duggan held on and made sure he didn't get away on him. Here's Smith again. Hard hit there by Hamburg as he took the ball into contact. Smith moves it and running hard, coming up flying was Gandolfo. For Trinity Western made a good solid tackle. That one spilled off the hands there of Alex Yamage. And Trinity Western wins the ball back, but it looks like it's going to go back to the scrum on the knock on there. So Trinity Western will retain possession as they set up a scrum, but one of the last scrums they had, it was Victoria getting the better of it. Spartans came up with the ball, but it was a hard push from the men in blue and yellow. Like I said, second game of the season for both of these teams, as ultimately the path they're both set on is going to the Canadian University Men's Rugby Championships, which are going to be hosted right here in Langley at this exact field on this channel. And the penalty goes towards the Vikes, and they just tap and go. Off they go here on the near side. Gamage gets it out to Norris. Duggan, the tackler. Spartans got hands in there, and penalty's going to go once again against the Spartans. And the Vikes pushing the ball forward, and now they're going to see how far they can kick to the corner. As Gamage puts it in pretty deep into the corner. As I was saying, the Canadian Championships will be held here. And with Trinity Western the host and BC getting 2 berths, all 3 university sides that are competing in the Coastal Cup will be going to the national championships. So UVic, UBC, and Trinity Western will all be there, with 5 other teams coming from across the country to join them in an 8-team tournament that runs from November 15th to 19th. Quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals within that window, and Vikes are trying to maul it over here off the line out. They're driving towards the line. Vikes looking for their second try of the game. Can they be held up? And it looks like they're going to touch down right there. And it looks like it's Jordy Auger dotting down for Victoria here in the 12th minute. And it looks like they're going to touch down right there. 2 tries for the Vikes. They took advantage of a lineout and were able to drive the ball over an Auger touchdown with much celebration from the hooker there for Victoria. They're off to a great start here this afternoon, 12 minutes in, and they're up 12-0 with Gamage looking to make it 14. The story keeps getting interrupted. Canadian University Men's Rugby Championships presented by Raymond James. We'll be right here in Langley. Come on out if you can. And if you can't make it out, all the action will be here on the Rugby Network. Giuseppe Toy thought that he saw some movement from Gamage, and he ran out, and the left-footed Gamage put it through. Referee said that Gamage hadn't moved, so now it's 14-0. That one coming 13th minute as Auger scores the try. Gamage adds the 2 points, and the visitors are down 2 tries, 2 converted tries. As now Victoria will once again take it deep in their territory and to continue on. Good start for the Vikes, that's for sure. Trinity Western's a bit on the back foot right now, needing to turn things around their way pretty quickly. DeToy gets up there quick and makes a good hard tackle. Gandolfo was in there as well. Here's another hard tackle. Look at that with Smith. It gets out eventually. And DeToy once again is the first one on it. Ball spills off the Vikes, but it looks like it went backwards. So we'll carry on. Now Gamage will boot it clear. Wilms. And sends it into Connor Bernard, or Lavallee. There's Finn Murphy. Murphy sends it up to Connor Gibbons, and he spills it now, but did it go backwards as well. Looks like they can carry on with play. Nate Schroeder driving forward. Trinity Western. There's Lorenz giving it to Clausen. Clausen is stopped in his tracks. Good solid hit there by UVic. Soy gets it out quickly to Lanian, and Lanian drives over, but then he knocks it on. Just as it looked like Trinity Western was gathering a little bit of momentum. It's UVic taking advantage of a knock-on by Trinity Western, and the Vikes will take the scrum. Home opener here for Trinity Western, trying to put on a show for the crowd. Lots of time to go as we're only in the 15th minute here at Langley's Willoughby Community Park. There's Gamage working to the near side. Norris gets it. He runs over Wilmsa. Smith gives it inside to his second rower, that being Murdoch Casey, just for a moment. And Smith gives it to Gamage again. Now they're going to try and get right down the middle. Seth Clausen trying to bring the Vikes player down. There's a number 8 for the Vikes. Heaney Corns took it into the ruck. Quickly, Smith trying to find an opening. Nearly saw a window there, and Spartans closed it just as fast as it opened. The Vikes still pressing forward, moving forward. Outside center, Rickley Crindle there with the ball. They're spinning it out quickly. Now the Vikes on the far side. Tackle by Detroit. Vikes putting together phases now. trying to pressure now. Now's the opportunity, really, with a 14-0 lead. They can really put some serious pressure on, trying to get it inside. Here's Norris making some moves. Now flying forward, Graham Norris carries on for the Vikes. Finn Murphy trying to get it, and it's knocked right into the hands of Lyndon Duggan, who's going to try and take a bit of a run. He cuts through the middle. He's got some space. He's got some speed. Now we need some support. Damage made the tackle. Comes back to Wilmsa, and Wilmsa with a good long boot. That's going to head all the way into the Vikes 22. Chasing it down is Connor Gibbons. And it'll be just kicked out by the Vikes. Good change of territory there for Trinity Western on a good long kick by the fullback from South Africa, Matt Wilmsa. Just into the 17th minute here. Great play there by Duggan to be just in the right spot at the right time. He intercepted that. Cut through a few Vikes. Managed to get some territory back for Trinity Western. And Wilms' boot did the rest of the way. It looked like that probably wasn't straight. Yeah, that's what Christine Lovett calls. She's managing the game from the middle. And it'll be a scrum for the Vikes. They call a scrum, indeed they do. As they've so far had a pretty strong scrum. See what Spartans can deliver here. And again, one little piece of momentum moving forward for Trinity Western unfortunately didn't carry on, as the throw in off the far side, not straight. Just like that, the Vikes have the scrum. Ball spun out by the Vikes. There's an opportunity for Lyndon Duggan. The ball's kind of bouncing everywhere. Duggan pushes it forward. Can he chase it down? Both of them going for it. And Duggan nearly got to it, and he was scrambling to get to it, but just looked like he knocked it on at the last moment. He was there, just couldn't quite find the bouncing ball, as him and Matt Bennett were chasing it down so close. Would have been potential for a huge momentum swing there, but still, kind of bouncing everywhere. Deep in the Vikes territory, there's an opportunity here for Trinity Western to gain a little bit of possession. See what the call is here, just to make sure we're updated on that first try that came in the 4th minute. That was Ethan Smith ultimately getting the try at number 9 for Victoria. So they'll take the scrum deep in their territory. Big push from the Spartans could turn some tides here, but Victoria so far in the scrum has been successful. It's Jan Lorenz. He'll put the ball in. Vikes are pushing. Comes out the back. That's Nate Schroeder with it. He gives it to Lorenz. Out to Duggan. Duggan's got speed. Can he get through? He had about 4 Vikes to get through. Wouldn't have even been able to do that if he had all the speed. And the penalty goes the way of the Vikes, as the Spartans called for not releasing there. And once again, piece of momentum is stopped by the Vikes as they earn the penalty deep in their territory. Trinity Western was pushing back here, down 14. And that one's kicked into the seats. And we are going to have a 20-minute, or a water break at 20. It is a warm one here, that is for sure. Temperature in line, there's a little bit of a wind to cool things off. The temperature here is 25 degrees, and right now there is not a piece of cloud to cover the sun at all. So 25 degrees and running around earns a bit of a water break here to make sure we're all hydrated, watered up, and cooling off here. Fortunately, the broadcast booth is under the shade, so we're in a pretty good spot here. Way up top here at the Willoughby Community Park. Thanks for joining us here right on the Rugby Network. I'm Mark Jansen with a call from Trinity Western University Like I said, just outside of Vancouver. Spartans program only a few years old, having started in earnest just a little bit before 2019, so I guess 4 years now. Their record all-time against Victoria, 1-3. I'd mentioned the win, obviously, last year. Prior to that, last year, the Vikes beat the Spartans 35-26 right here in Langley at Willoughby Community Park, and then the road game out in Victoria, it was 42-39 in favor of Victoria, and the only other contest in fall of 2021, 36-25 victory for Victoria. So all the games have been relatively close. 11 points the difference in their first ever meeting, that being the largest margin of victory by either of the teams. Right now the Vikes up by 14, and Trinity Western looking to close the gap, turn things around. Lots of time here as we come out of the 20-minute break, 19:55 on the clock. Line out by the Vikes. Cut right through, David Wager not having any of that. There's Alanian with a hard hit on Keeney Corns. Vikes pushing back. Driving into that is Koken, Owen Koken for Victoria. Smith looking to, and Alanian pushes back. Smith sends it high in the air. Willemse thought about going out to the volley. Willemse found a little bit of a gap, and he's still moving, cutting across, doing the things by himself. He's still on his feet. Willemse making his way. What a run! Matt Willemse finds the corner, diving in. An incredible run, slicing through the Vikes defense, and it's the first try at home of the season for the Spartans. It's Matt Willemse taking the box kick and going all the way here to score Trinity Western's first of the afternoon. Wait, what a run! Matt Willemse finds wheeling and dealing and slicing through the fullback, found his way into across the line, diving down. What a fantastic try. You don't see them like that all too often, and just found the gaps. Support, I'm not sure if you can hear it or see it. I'm sure the camera's focusing on the kicker, but the support within the rugby program here at Trinity Western is outstanding for both men's and women's. Women's team out full support, signs and cheering, and that's the loudest noise I think you're hearing right now. If you can hear it at all, I'm hearing it as Willemse kicks it. And he gets it. He gets the try in the corner and the long kick and makes it 14-7. Matt Willemse. See if that turns any sort of momentum here now. He hits the try. Flags went up on the kick, and what an outstanding try and finish by the fullback. Vikes still up, 14-7. Gamage boots it off to the far side. Connor Gibbons makes sure to corral that one, gives it to Willemse. He's got some confidence, and he boots it over half, and it's quickly corralled by the fullback for the Vikes. Swung out, or nearly swung out. Nice moves, cutting through the middle himself. And there's a speedster for the Vikes trying to make his own moves here. And his favor Alanian eventually making tackles, gaining tons of ground. Found the Spartans a little bit flat-footed. There is Koken. Ball spilled backwards. Gamage tackled quickly there. I think that was Finn Murphy on the tackle. Vikes still driving forward, looking to respond quickly, and they're doing exactly what they want at this point. Coming through the middle. Momentum swinging back the Vikes' way. Here's the number 8. Heaney Corns. Now driving over himself is Tucker Nadeau. Inch by inch, moving forward. There's a good hard hit by Seth Clausen. Spartans trying to hold the line now, trying to push them back, but Victoria looking to see if they can put a third try on the board. Smith is there. Smith still pushing forward himself, and referee whistles at his try. It looks like it was Smith again. Ethan Smith for Victoria, and the Vikes quickly respond after Matt Wilms made it 14-7. Forward himself, and referee whistles at his try. Vikes go up 19-7 after Ethan Smith scored his second of the contest. He got the first one early in the 4th minute. And it was Jordy Auger getting the try in the 12th minute. And now Gamage look to put 2 more on the board. 19-7 right now. Victoria with a huge response to what could have been a massive momentum swing. Looks like we just saw a substitution on the near side here. Phoenix Moeller coming on for Victoria. And perhaps, I was trying to figure out what I just saw there, because it looked like Murdoch Casey came off, but now he's back on. We'll get it sorted, but nonetheless, Phoenix Moeller, number 17 for the Vikes, is back on. Favor Alanian is down on a knee in Spartans' try zone. And looks like Favor is back up and ready to go. Alanian, again, a huge part of that front row for Trinity Western. Knocked on there by the Vikes. This will be an opportunity for Trinity Western. They're playing advantage, and they'll whistle it right down. We'll love it. And that's a great opportunity for Trinity Western now as the kickoff is knocked on. And the Spartans will get a scrum in the Vikes territory. Jan Lorenz, the scrum half for Trinity Western, will be the one. Put the ball into the scrum. Ethan Smith with his second try of the game. He has 3 tries on the season. As I mentioned, he had one of the tries the Vikes scored last week against the Pride. So far, he's got 3 of the Vikes' 5 tries on the season. Swung it there. Here's Josiah Lavallee. Tackled quickly. And it's the Vikes now earning the penalty. Once again, Trinity Western called for not releasing there. We've done that a few times now. And a kick by Gamage will fly out over the head of Connor Gibbons, who's wearing number 11 for Trinity Western on the far side. And once again, now Victoria pushing forward with the line out in Trinity Western's end. Just over 10 minutes to play here in the first half. The lineout is caught by the Vikes successfully. Now they've got the maul going forward, as they did on a try earlier today, using that maul to carry on off the lineout, and they get tons of meters made there. Driving forward, hard hit there by Trinity Western. Smith swinging to Gamage. Gamage tried to fake out a couple Spartans, kind of did it himself, still moving forward. Eventually he's taken to ground. Whistled. Looks like it's going to be a scrum with Trinity Western putting the ball in with Jan Lorenz again. The one to put the ball into the scrum for the Spartans. Only 5 meters out from their own end.
almost on rugby, like football.
Driving scrum, but it's Nate Schroeder taking the ball off the back of scrum. He makes a little bit of meters, still being hauled almost to the near sideline. He manages to stop momentum, but it's Victoria coming up with the ball on the ruck here. Vikes turning it over. Heaney Corns pushing forward. And it looks like it's going to be Trinity Western scrum after a knock on there. First was the Vikes, then the Spartans. So once again, 5 meters out. Trinity Western needs to somehow get out of their own territory here. As just a moment ago, it was turned over and the Vikes were pushing for their 4th try of the afternoon. 19-17 here. UVic scored 3 tries, the Spartans 1. Vikes converted 2 of them, Spartans converted their own. Reset the scrum here. Thanks again for joining us here on the Rugby Network, where you can follow the Spartans all season long throughout the Coastal Cup, and then there's more action, of course, the National Championships right here on the Rugby Network in November, November 15th to 19th. And then a couple of exhibitions that'll be fascinating to watch will also come right here on the Rugby Network, as Trinity will host St. Mary's in January and Central Washington in the spring as well. 2 obviously high-profile schools from the States who have had great success. University Rugby in the States. Central Washington from relatively nearby Ellensburg has done a home-and-home with the Spartans for a few years now. Spartans have gone down to play St. Mary's a couple of times in California. Ball kicked straight up the middle by Wilmsa, and it's Ethan Smith getting to it. 2 tries so far on the day, looking to make moves. Running horizontally, now he goes vertically. Heading forward, he's tackled eventually. There's a Lannion with a hard hit, stopping the Vikes in his track. There's Heaney Corns, and he spills it forward. And there's Sam Toy. And a penalty goes the way of the Spartans, and now they're going to get out of what could have been a tricky situation with the Vikes looking for their 4th try of the afternoon. And they held on with a couple of deep opportunities as that ball will stay in, it looks like, but it's Connor Gibbons getting to it. I think it did go off the hands of the Vikes, so it looks like it'd probably still be a lineout for Trinity Western. We're going to see a substitution here. Trinity Western's Ben Gracie coming on, and looks like Faber Olanian will come off as he slowly walks off the pitch. Hobbling his way towards the sidelines here is Gracie, who started last week against UBC. Joins the fray. Seth Clausen will throw it in on the far side. Gives it to Nate Schroeder. And the Spartans are on the move here. Here's Soy. Soy driving forward. Good hit there by the Vikes. Soy's a big guy, and he was stopped in his tracks there. There's David Wager moving forward himself. With some momentum. Jan Lorenz gets to it all the way back to Wilmsa, and Wilmsa boots it high in the air. The Vikes catch it, corral it well, but a good tackle there by Gandolfo. Trinity Western trying to quickly come up with it, and it's going to be a penalty that goes the Spartans' way. As this time, it's Matt Bennett called for not releasing, and Trinity Western now getting some momentum. This is when the Spartans have an opportunity to take advantage, and if they can do so, really get this game back within a try. There's Seth Clausen. Still have 20 meters plus to go, though. As Beery got it and batted it right back to Clausen. Clausen's on the move. He needs a little bit of support, but he's going to get it eventually. There's Jan Lorenz driving in there. Ben Gracie's there. Nate Schroeder's going to have to play scrum half for a second there. Is driving through is Tim Zimmer. First time we've called his name today. He's been in the mix. Here's Jan Lorenz giving it to Lavallee. Swinging out to Deceptitoy. Finn Murphy with the ball. He's got help on the far side. Swings it out to Connor Gibbons. Gibbons kind of muffed it a bit, but it looks like it's still Spartans' ball on the far side. And it's whistled down. Penalty for Trinity Western, just 5 meters out. Jan Lorenz thought about doing a quick tap and go, but had to wait. And Trinity Western, what are they going to do from 5 meters out? Yet they're going to go for a kick and then a line out. As Matt Willems make sure that decision is made. And now Trinity Western 5 meters out with a line out. The Vikes did this to them on the other side of the field where they drove Maul over top for the try, and it was Ethan Smith. Or perhaps that was Jordy Auger who got the try off of that one. Seth Clausen with the line out, but it goes over top, and it's the Vikes coming up with it. Just as Trinity Western was knocking on the door, the Vikes managed to scramble out and stop them. Now the ball's kind of going back and forth there. It's going to be whistled down here. Looks like the Vikes knocked it on first, then the Spartans, so Trinity Western will get a scrum. Momentum still in Trinity Western's favor. This play forward isn't over as the Spartans looking to get right back into this one. Down by 12. Less than 5 minutes to go till halftime. Jan Lorenz will send it out this way. Let's see what Connor Gibbons does. He's on the near side here, no one on the blind side. They're of course coming this way. There's Lavallee. Lavallee gives it to Finn Murphy, and he nearly got it. Would have been a great little play there as that one was knocked on by Murphy. Pass was just behind him a little bit, and he almost came up with it. Would have been a doozy of a play if he could have caught that one and kept going. Now the Vikes will have a chance to turn things around, see if they can get the ball out of their own territory, win the scrum, boot it out. Trinity Western will try and change that narrative and see if they can push back and earn something here off this scrum. Once again, Ethan Smith. 2 tries so far today, putting the ball in. Smith sneaks the ball just out, and Vikes go down. That was Heaney Corns. Gandolfo driving forward with that tackle. Gandolfo running again. Here's Gamage, and he boots it out. This is Willems. See what he can do. We've seen this movie before once when Willems has scored the try. Lavallee, make sure to crawl that one. Here's Finn Murphy on the far side, driving forward. He gets the support. The Spartans will continue to move forward. Here's Jan Lorenz just trying to sneak through, and he gets around the far side just for a moment. Seth Clausen picks and goes. Not very far, though. There's Ben Gracie getting his hands on the ball. Substitute wearing number 17 today. And the Vikes driving over, but it's still Spartans' ball, looks like, but then the Vikes get the penalty. It's like Trinity Western's offside. And it looks like now Victoria can say that they escaped what was a real pressure cooker there with Trinity Western on the verge of making it a 1-score game. Line out 5 meters out they had, and the Vikes were able to evade the problem, kick it all the way down, and now they'll get a line out fairly deep in Trinity Western's end. It's a good kick there by Alex Gamage. As we creep up on halftime, 38 minutes here from Willoughby Community Park, Coastal Cup action. The Vikes and the Spartans. Quick line out here from Victoria, and now they're going to drive forward. This has been really successful so far, and the Spartans are trying to stop it. Still moving forward, the maul off that line out has been really a a great opportunity for the Vikes all game, as Ethan Smith is happy just to follow from behind and watch the big boys push the ball forward for Victoria. Now it looks like it's slowing down. Trinity Western might have stolen it off the back there. It looks like they did just that, I think, from what I saw. And they did. After all that maul, the Spartans managed to steal it off the back. And now it's Trinity Western ball. It's inside, a minute to go here in this first half. They swing it way out to Matt Willems. He got dug into his right, decides to go inside, and Finn Murphy knocks it on, or maybe it continued on. No, they're gonna whistle it down. Does love it. Unlucky for Finn Murphy. He was certainly hoping to have not knocked it on, but that's what Lovett says, of course. And now it's a scrum. Great opportunity for Vikes late in this first half. They can put points on the board. Really be a bit of a difference maker here heading into halftime if the Spartans can stop them. Again, also a bit of a momentum changer perhaps as they head towards the second half. Only 12 points the difference. Next phase of play could really determine how teams go into halftime. Here's Heaney Korn picking it off the back. Soy was there.
I bet they probably let the play run its course.
Corralled there by Smith. And it looks like the Spartans are going to earn a penalty there. And that's really what Trinity Western needed late in this first half. And Victoria, there's a player down, it looks like. Lavalle's standing over him, seeing how he is. Looks like he's slowly getting up. And seems to be okay. Just took a little bit longer to get up. As we are moments away here from the halftime whistle. As Matt Willems will take the ball and see if Trinity Western maybe can gather up some late momentum here. Kick it to the near side and see what happens. Get a line out, see what they can do. That was Heaney Corns on the ground, by the way. Number 8 for Victoria. Schroeder gets the ball. It's Jan Lorenz spinning it out to Lavalle. Duggan flips it over. Trinity Western's got to be careful. Here's Finn Murphy deep in his own territory. And Lorenz is over there. There's Soy driving it forward just to the 22. Another penalty goes Trinity Western's way. And now there's a Spartan on the ground. Medic is right on it, happened to be right nearby. And there's just a few bodies in the way. I can't quite see who is on the ground for Trinity Western, as this half is extending well beyond 40. And looks like that will do it for the first half, as Lovett decides to whistle it down, and we'll take a brief break here. It's 19-7 for the UVic Vikes. Ethan Smith scored twice. Jordy Auger, the hooker, scored once for the Vikes. It was Matt Willems scoring for Trinity Western, and those are the tries through the first 40 minutes right here from Willoughby Community Park. You're watching on the Rugby Network. You're watching Trinity Western Rugby hosting the UVic Vikes. We'll be back for second half action in about 10 minutes. Stay with us as we see how the final 40 goes with these two teams. Another close half, and I'm sure we have a dandy over the final 40 minutes to come. We'll see you in a few minutes. You're watching, of course, here on the Rugby Network, Coastal Cup action from Langley, British Columbia. Welcome back inside Willoughby Community Park here in Langley, British Columbia. Coastal Cup action, Trinity Western and UVic as Alex Gamage gets things rolling here for the Vikes here in the second half. It's the Spartans trailing the Vikes 19-7. And the penalty goes the Spartans' way here early in this second half. If you missed the first half, it was the Vikes' Ethan Smith scoring twice. Jordy Auger, the hooker for Victoria, also scoring. And for Trinity Western, it was the fullback, Matt Willemse, scoring for the Spartans as the lineout here comes right at center. And quickly snapped there by Schroeder, and here's Jan Lorenz making one move and making lots of meters there as he fully had the Vikes committed to a toss to his fly half, and it never came as Jan Lorenz decided to take it himself, and he did well. Here's Sam Soy. Gandolfo driving over and not releasing once again is the Spartans, and the Vikes will have an opportunity as Gamage will look to kick to touch. Throwing in here, Jordy Auger, one of the try scorers. And now they'll maul. They've done this before, although last time the Spartans managed to steal it off the back. Once again, Vikes moving forward. Ethan Smith encouraging from behind to try and continue it on. Spartans trying to stop it. Finally, it looks like they've done so, and now they're looking to see if they can steal it again. Can't quite there, it goes to ground. And it's quickly tossed in as the centers for, that was Andrew Eason. Quick hands into Rickley Crindle. There's a good hard tackle. Gandolfo brings him to the turf. Spartans making tackles, the Vikes continue. Alex Gamage puts it to the foot. Lavallee gets to it first, he jumps and manages to hang on to it with Gamage in close proximity. And that one comes out the Vikes' way though, and now Victoria has it once again. As the Vikes steal it right back, just as Lavallee had it. There's a hard tackle there by Trinity Western. Looks like that was Nate Schroeder getting in there and driving the Vikes player back. Here's Gamage. Victoria kind of going backwards for just a second there, but here's a nice run there through the middle, tackled by Lorenz, but that was Rickley Crindle. Coming to the near side here, Lockhart McGregor wearing 14. And there's Rickley Crindle again, trying to get by Wager. He's still got it, making tacklers miss here. And Trinity Western now going over top. Ball comes out Trinity's side. And moving forward there is David Wagert as they steal it off the ruck. Now Trinity Western trying to take a piece of momentum here. Here's Ben Gracie. He's going to need some help. He spins it out to Septitoit. He's got Connor Gibbons on the near side. Gibbons with a bit of space. Gibbons goes into a hard tackle, spills it out backwards. And it looks like the referee's going to call it knock on against Connor Gibbons. And it's going to be a scrum for the Vikes. He's got Connor Gibbons on the near side. Gibbons with a bit of space. Gibbons goes into a hard tackle. Scrum will come here right near the broadcast booth here. Hear a little bit of wind, but that's probably more helpful than anything, as it's a warm day, at least 25 degrees at this point. And the turf isn't doing them any favors in terms of bringing heat. Smith will toss it in to the scrum. Relatively stable, and Jan Lorenz is right there to make a play. Can't quite tackle, bring him down, but he stops him. And Gandolfo jumped in there to finish the tackle off. There's Murdoch Casey. He was the one bringing the ball out for a moment. Pushing back there is the Spartans, and it's the number 8 for Victoria. Heaney Corns coming up with it and still with it. He's eventually taken to the ground by Jan Lorenz. There's Gamage. Uses his left foot boot. It's like Detroit tries to get it. Gamage gets it himself. Well, or sorry, that wasn't Gamage who got it. It was Andrew Eason who got it. And a penalty goes the Vikes' way, offside. Quick tap and go. And the Vikes are on the move. There's a bit of a gap there. And Smith is making his way to the corner, trying to finish it off himself. He won't have any support if the Spartans can hold him there. Eventually they do come as the Spartans held him up just for a second, almost long enough for the Vikes to get to it. And there's a drive over and a try for Victoria as Ethan Smith made the big play. And it's finished off there by the Vikes. And Victoria puts the first try of the second half on the board. They're now up 24-7 here in the 46th minute. Smith doing some good running through the middle, and he almost scored himself. He was held up just at the last second, but his support did come. Exactly what the Vikes supporters watching here in-house or on the stream want to see, and it's 24-7 as Victoria gets that first try. Really an important first try here in the second half. Gamage looks to put on the extras. Taking his time. Referee actually looked at her watch for a second there, and here Gamage kicks it. And from my vantage point, yeah, I guess it did go through. There goes the flags up. And it makes it 26-7 for the Vikes. I'll track down who actually scored that try. Yeah, it was indeed Ryder Heaney Corns scoring the try. Alex Gamage with the extra 2. Heaney Corns, Smith twice, and Auger are your try scorers for Victoria. Williams the try scorer for the Spartans. And now Victoria pushing forward once again. It's the ball in their own territory. Long boot, there's Giuseppe Catoy, and he is unable to bring it in. And that would give the Vikes a great opportunity. Tons of meters forward. As he couldn't quite corral that, and now it's a scrum for Victoria. Spartans' next game, they play at UVic on the 30th, so we'll see a rematch here in 2 weeks' time. Not here, we'll see a rematch at University of Victoria, while UVic will play the Pacific Pride on the island September 23rd, so they've got a game in between the rematch. As that'll be their second game against the Pride, and the second game against the Spartans, and then they'll finish off the Coastal Cup with 2 games against UBC. Vikes driving through the middle here. Smith picking up the Gamage. Gamage decides to go to the far side, kicks it through. Lyndon Duggan's going to come up with it, and he did well to hang on to that one and drive forward as he usually does. Power and speed from Lyndon Duggan. There's Detroit. Long boot. Almost goes over the head, but it doesn't. It's well played by Victoria. And here's Jan Lorenz back. And the volley is here. Takes it into contact. Not rolling away there. Trinity Western will take the penalty. As you'll note, the try scorer for the Spartans, Matt Williams, came out at halftime. You'll see on the near side here, Connor Bernardin, number 23, on the field now. For Trinity Western, looks to me to be the only substitution as Spartans kind of move things around a little bit. One substitution, but a few movements. Here's Spartans driving forward. Jan Lorenz giving it to Nate Schroeder. Tackled well at the ankles by the Vikes. Ball comes backwards. And Lorenz continues out to the far side. Finn Murphy tucks it inside to Gandolfo. Gandolfo still running, spinning, and carrying on. Eventually taken to the ground. Here's Lorenz, just flicks it out to Duggan. Duggan, dangerous. Comes out the back now. Momentum turning towards the Vikes. They rock over, and Vikes turn it over on the far side, just as Trinity Western was collecting a few phases together. Penalty for the Vikes on the tackle, and a little bit of rough stuff after the play. Referee just waiting for them to settle things down. They managed to do so on their own accord. And we're going to see a little bit of a pause here as she's going to talk to the captains, no doubt, or at least the combatants, perhaps. Gandolfo's in there. He's wearing number 6. And they sort things out. Looks like that was Andrew Eason, number 12. There'll be still a penalty for the in favor of the Vikes. They lead 26-7 here in Langley, BC. Kicked out right near the women's rugby team I had mentioned earlier for the Spartans, who full support here. As still relatively new Spartans program, maybe 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. Slowly coming to fruition, or not slowly, quickly I should say. It's really impressive how fast this men's rugby program has come up to speed with some of the best programs in the country. Playing right with the Vikes here today and carrying on there for Victoria Phoenix Moeller. Swung out here to the near side. That one goes off the foot, and it's corralled, and it's hard tackle there by Finn Murphy. He takes McGregor to the ground. Eason taking the ball into contact. And there's one of the try scorers, Heaney Corns. Gamage kicks it all the way back. There's Duggan making sure that he's going to corral it this time. He likes taking it by himself very often. Here, let's see what Duggan can do. He cuts to the middle. He's got speed. This is what I'm talking about. He's still got speed. He's heading out to the far side. Can he make it? Yes, he can, and he's going to go for the post too, or near the post. Lyndon Duggan, what a run. That's the Lyndon Duggan we've seen many times. He sees a small gap, a small window. Don't give it to him because he's going to go, and sure enough, there he went. Both tries now by Trinity Western have been scored on long runs off kicks from the Vikes. And Trinity Western with just under 30 minutes still to play. Now 26-12 with Giuseppe Toy being the one who's going to kick off the tee here. Of course, those familiar with international rugby recognize Giuseppe Toy. He's been capped several times with Canada over the years, and at one time played for these very same opposition that he's facing, as he was at UVic for a few years before continuing with a professional career that also included playing with the Toronto Arrows for a time. And now is helping coach and play. And booting through for the points. 26-14, we've got a 12-point game here. Big try by Lyndon Duggan has the Spartans with a little bit of momentum. And booting through. And what comes of this? Now can the Spartans continue the momentum. UVic swing back. Detoy, who just put the conversion through, is the one catching it there. Almost a bit of miscommunication there for a second, but the Spartans sorted it out while the ball was still in the air. Here's Jan Lorenz driving forward there. I believe that was David Wagert. Comes all the way back to Lavallee. Lavallee's just going to boot it out to the middle. It's going to sit up just for a second for Gamage, and he waits for it, and he corrals it. Gamage now going to the far side. Swings it out all the way, and I believe that's Norris on the far side. Slips and falls on the turf. Trinity Western trying to get the ball back. They have an opportunity here. It looks like they might have just done that as Gracie picks up the ball. Jan Lorenz. Here's Josiah Lavallee. Rubbers it through. Now the Spartans trying to chase after it. Tim Zimmer's there. Tim Zimmer still moving it forward. Can it bounce up to Tim Zimmer? He's still got it. Spartans moving forward. Ball comes on the ground, and it's knocked on there as the Spartans had all the momentum moving forward. Tim Zimmer corralled the ball, but only for a moment. Still some momentum turning the Spartans' way, as that one snuck through off the boot of Josiah Lavallee. And then the chase was on. They rolled right past the Vikes fullback and carried on. Zimmer is coming off the field here for a second. Looks like he might have a bit of a scrape, perhaps. He's trying to figure out what came about, because the medic is just kind of wiping his face, and I think he's probably okay. Maybe a little blood on the face, perhaps. Don't need to guess, but nonetheless, Zimmer's right back in there. That could have been really something in terms of momentum. Now the Spartans are looking for a huge push as they're trying to see if they can continue on what they just did. 12-point game could quickly close the gap if the Spartans can carry this on, but Vikes will have the ball. There comes a big push from Trinity Western, and that's what Trinity Western was hoping for, but it comes out for the Vikes. Goes to ground. And there's a knock-on for the Vikes, and the Spartans are going to get the ball. Zimmer now has it. That's what Trinity wanted, with a little bit of pressure. They produced that. Here's Sam Soy. Goes backwards just a little bit. Jan Lorenz carries it on. Giuseppe Toy gives it out to the Spartans. Ty Dayton. Dayton recently coming on the pitch. He scored a try against UBC when he came on late. It was quite the try. Dayton standing over it, wearing number 22 there. Comes to Soy. Hard charging flanker, number 7 there. Spartans still with it. Jan Lorenz will come to the back. Now can the Spartans keep the pressure going? They might. The ball's a little bit loose there. And Trinity Western earns the penalty. Jan Lorenz quickly taps and goes, or he tried to, and the referee brought him back. About 10 meters out now. Spartans looking to get on the board once more. Lorenz gives it to Soy. Soy tries to drive over a would-be tackler. Eventually he's taken to the ground. Looks like that was Zimmer again. Here's Lorenz giving it to Giuseppe Toy. DeToy, always one hard one to take down. Standing over top of him is Dayton, and Lorenz is there. Quick pass to Soy, keeping it tight. Soy goes over the top. Spartans moving forward. They've got some momentum now. They're rolling just at the doorstep here. Still with it. Here's Lorenz. He decides to take it himself, take it into contact. And Victoria wins the penalty, just as the Spartans were right a meter or two out from the line. Victoria held on just long enough to earn the penalty and get themselves out of some pressure here. As Trinity Western really right under the post there and 5 meters out. Had an opportunity. Here's a substitution for Victoria coming on. Dylan Cleve wearing number 22. Just trying to track down who came out. And that one just goes over the head of Lyndon Duggan on the far side. Try scorer. And it'll be a line out here just as Victoria really evaded what could have been some pressure. Brady Howlett coming on the field as Josiah Lavallee comes off. Howlett wearing number 21. He had a big impact against UBC when he came on. Lots of energy, fearless. You get right into the mix. Looks like there was a knock on there first, and so Trinity Western will get the scrum, but we're going to take a brief water break here at 59:52 as they still playing under pretty warm conditions here. And the score is 26-14. Try scores for Trinity Western so far. Matt Willems and Lyndon Duggan, both incredible long tries. Ethan Smith really has been a giant today, playing very well for the Vikes. 2 tries himself, really set up the try by Ryder Heaney Horns with a long run himself. And Jordy Auger, the other try scorer for the Vikes, as the teams have a quick water break here. Coastal Cup action, again, we talked about it earlier, but this is really a big lead up all fall towards the Canadian University Men's Rugby Championships. Will be hosted right here at Willoughby Community Park. This field, this channel, this is where you're going to get all your action for the National Championships of Men's Rugby here in Canada, and these two teams already know they have a ticket there along with UBC here in this Coastal Cup play. And if you're joining us and you didn't hear the breakdown earlier, Coastal Cup is the 4 teams include UBC. These 2 teams, University of Victoria and Trinity Western. Trinity Western playing out of Langley, British Columbia, which is, about 45 minutes east of Vancouver. And the 4th team to round out the Coastal Cup is the Pacific Pride, who are Canada's National Academy program based in Langford, British Columbia on Vancouver Island. And the 4 teams each play each other twice for a 6-match schedule. And then how they finish will determine the seeding for the national championships, with the top team in the Coastal Cup getting the top seed at the national championship tournament, due to the fact that UBC won nationals last year. So at the national tournament, BC 1, which will be the top team in the Coastal Cup, will get the top seed, and then second seed in the Coastal Cup will be BC 2, and BC 3 will be the 3rd seed. So that's the long and the short of it as to what this Coastal Cup means in terms of setting up for nationals ultimately. However, both teams here and UBC are going to nationals regardless, and we'll play a quarterfinal match right here on November 15th at some point against some opponent. Here's Giuseppe Toy, gives it Ty Dayton. Dayton driving forward. We've seen a little bit of him already. Here's Gandolfo just pushing himself forward, no problem. Toy gives it to Finn Murphy. He's got a bit of a gap out the back door to Jan Lorenz. Lorenz spins and still driving forward. Nice little offload there by Finn Murphy. Here's Howlett. Gives it to Schroeder. Howlett slotting in here, playing at the scrum half position. Soy, he's stopped up. As we play inside the final 20 minutes of what's been back and forth game here. Vikes have had the lead throughout as they scored the first 2 tries of the game. As this ball is kicked out. And it'll be a line out here, right in front of the broadcast booth, as Joe Garoza has come in, replacing Seth Clausen at hooker, and so Garoza will be the one to throw it in. The referee just making a little bit of a gap there between the two. Quick throw in. And that's caught by Schroeder. It bounces on the turf, and it's well picked up there. That was Kyle Finan, number 20, who's come on now. First-year player. Here's Howlett, and the penalty goes towards the Vikes. Finan wearing number 20. Garoza 16. Howlett 21 and Dayton 22. Recent substitutions. If you see 23 out there, Connor Bernardin, who was on earlier as well for Trinity Western. That ball sent well out. Good catch there on the sidelines by supporter. Perhaps that too far for me to see who that is. Nonetheless, came up with it well. 63rd minute here from Willoughby Community Park, hosted by Trinity Western University. Swung around. Garoza's on the tackle there. And knocked on there by UVic. Gave the Spartans an opportunity. It was a mistake by the Vikes. Maybe the Spartans can take advantage of it here. As Brady Howlett will take the ball, and he'll be the person to put the ball into the scrum for the Spartans. As Lorenz is back in fullback. As the Spartans have shuffled things around just a little bit. You see Giuseppe Toy in that fly half. And Finan comes off the back, gives it to Duggan, one of the try scorers. Duggan, here he goes again. The guy with speed and with the ability to fend off tacklers. He made 20 meters right there on his own out of almost nothing, really. Can round that corner. Always got to be careful. Unfortunately for Duggan, he hung on just a little bit long and was dragged out of touch. And that leaves the Vikes with a throw in here, or line out. Ducking there and making a few meters forward for Victoria. There's a hard hit. Driven back. That's Garoza, it looked like, made that tackle. Sent the Vike player backwards. There's a high kick from Victoria. Lorenz settles under it, tries to go backwards, makes a couple moves, makes a couple people miss. He's still going. A quick offload to Finn Murphy. Murphy kicks it and goes right into the boot, but Brady Howlett somehow came up with it. Good hands by Howlett there to keep that one alive. Spartans really could have had something on there, but still with the ball. DeToy goes over the top. It's caught by Victoria, however, as again, taking a bit of a chance and nearly made something of it. That one kicked over the top of the head of Lyndon Duggan. Duggan still came up with a dangerous little play there. And he's still loose. How did Lyndon Duggan get loose? He's still by himself, though. And he's hauled back, and there's going to be a whistle, as it looked like there was some interference. And maybe that's how he got loose. There is a Vikes player on the ground. Looks like he's going to get up on his own power. Slowly. Just when it looked like Duggan was on the move once again. Penalty goes the way of the Vikes. And penalty, again, as we mentioned, goes to Victoria. So Gamage kicks it further down the pitch, right into the stands. Wind picking up slightly. You can hear that probably on the broadcast here as Victoria collects the ball off the lineout. Driving forward, stopped by the Spartans. This time their lineout maul didn't quite get the momentum that it has previous. There's Finan getting right in there. Spun out to the right side here. As it tied Dayton with a big hard hit for Trinity Western, number 22 there. Keeney Corns drives into contact and sent out a little bit of a gap there just for a moment, but Garoza closed it quickly. Coming forward, there's Brady Howlett. He hangs on to the ankles. Ball comes loose, but there's going to be a penalty once again against Trinity Western. Victoria retain possession here as we're in the 67th minute. Still 12 points the difference. 26-14 14. Gamage kicks it out. Score was 19-7 at the half. Both teams have scored a converted try here in the second half. Vikes got one early in the 46th minute. It's Ryder Heaney-Corns scoring. Trinity Western getting theirs by Lyndon Duggan, and the maul going backwards for the Spartans' favor. Crowd enjoying that play. Still haven't turned it over though. Vikes still in possession. Staying in the middle, standing him up. Looks like Schroeder was there, a few other Spartan tacklers. Immediately got the ball and the immediate tackle was made. Still, Victoria hanging on to it. Not moving forward, but not losing possession. And the tackle by Giuseppe Toy. Another tackle. Spartans defense holding strong, but Victoria still continuing. Now, just as I say that, they sneak through. That's Victoria. And the Vikes continuing on. Several phases now. Sitting out to the far side. That's Norris. Norris with it being tackled. He still has possession, carrying on. Not sure what the count is, but we're at a few phases now, and that one went backwards. Spartans look to the referee, not getting a call for them. And Victoria still maintaining possession, even though that ball bounced around a little bit. They managed to hang on to it, and there's pops up, and now it's on the far side. Banging on the door. This really could be a critical moment in this game. The Vikes already up by 12. Smith continuing to guide things. The damage rather right there for the Vikes. He swings it to the far side. Tackle made nearly by Howlett. Nice play there by Norris as he goes over and dots down for Victoria as it went through hands quickly. And a long series of phase play from Victoria ends in Graham Norris dotting down on the far side to give the Vikes a 31-14 lead here in the 70th minute. 10 minutes still to play, but the gap is widened as the Spartans had momentum. They had opportunities near the Vikes' end to really close the gap to one try, unable to do so, and then several phases of play from Victoria resulted ultimately in Graham Norris finding the try zone on the far side. Gamage in no hurry, of course, on the far side to kick it through. He's got a long kick. Matt Willems had something similar on the near side and kicked it through when he had an opportunity. Let's see what Gamage comes up with. It's been fairly good so far, but that one just misses. So we'll stay at 31-14, the difference. And only 10 minutes to play here at Willoughby Community Park. The Spartans' home opener of a fall and fascinating fall schedule that includes, of course, as mentioned several times, wrapping up with the National Championship tournament hosted right here in Langley. Get your tickets, go Spartans.ca for tickets to that event. And of course, it will be right here on the Rugby Network as well. Ball sails out. And we'll go all the way back as that one went out on the full. And Joe Garoza will have a throw in here on the far side. And throw in goes to the Vikes. And there's a, looks like she's reaching for her pocket. Yellow to, looks like it might have been 8 Nate Schroeder. High tackle perhaps. Schroeder's the one coming off. Taking the yellow. Putting the Spartans down. Eight minutes to go here. Vikes up 31-14. Tackle there by Dayton, first-year Spartan. Often looks more than a first year in the appearances he's made so far. Here's Jan Lorenz making a good catch and cutting back as he's done a few times. Connor Bernardin is nearby. And the Vikes steal it back. Although Giuseppe Toy is right there to do the same, see if the Spartans can get it right back. And once again, it's going to go favorable call for the Vikes. Scrum here with 7 minutes to go here as the Spartans and the Vikes. As I mentioned, we'll see a rematch September 30th out at UVic. Next time you'll see the Spartans in action on the Rugby Network right here will be October 7th as Trinity Western will host UBC, and then October 14th as the Spartans will take on the Pacific Pride. The 3 games right here on the Rugby Network that you won't want to miss, as you'll get to see each of the teams that are involved in the Coastal Cup take on the Spartans as Victoria continues to move, and they're driving to the end, and there's a try for Victoria as Shane Rickley-Crindle dots down for the Vikes, taking advantage of the extra man on the pitch. And the Spartans now trail 36-14 with the kick to come.
Driving to the end, and there's a try
Trinity Western having a tough go here in the last few minutes after really they were pushing back. They had some momentum, just couldn't quite knock the door down when they were near the Vikes try scoring line. Down by 12, and we're really pushing back after the Lyndon Duggan try. And then the Vikes did well. They held strong and now have scored a couple tries late here to really extend their lead. As Alex Gamage looks to make it 38-14. And slots it through. And indeed, 38-14 is the scoreline for Victoria here in the 75th minute. 5 minutes to play here from Willoughby Community Park. And like I was saying, the next time you'll be able to see the Spartans in action on the Rugby Network is October 7th and then October 14th. And then of course the National Championships, you get to see all of the teams that are in the Coastal Cup, other than the Pacific Pride, of course, all the university sides, along with 5 others from across the country as they win their way to the national tournament. Get your tickets, gospartans.ca. Click on the tickets link and off you go. Here's Giuseppe Toy. Cutting back is Lorenz. Here's Sam Soy pushing his way forward, still driving forward. No quit in Sam Soy, that's for sure. But he doesn't release, and Victoria gets the penalty, which has really been a big story of the day, is not releasing penalties against the Spartans. Seems like it's been a repetitive story that we've seen play out many times over. And Connor Bernardin does a good job of hanging on to it on the sidelines. The pass maybe not quite as good as he'd hoped for, as Latoy struggles to come up with it. The ball wasn't bouncing his way. And so it'll be a scrum right in front of the Spartans' posts on the 22. And as I mentioned before, the Vikes, they're back in action next week as they take on the Pride once again. September 23rd, back on Vancouver Island. They play the Pride, and then they play the Spartans, and then UBC twice. One at UBC and one in Victoria. Ball squirts out the back. Loose for a second there. Quick little move there by the Vikes, and they're still flying over. And a diving try there by Victoria's Chris Gamage, looked like. And the Vikes have piled on a few tries here late to really extend this lead. What was essentially a 2-score game for a while, but blown out in the last 10 minutes here, with the Spartans rolling out their subs and the Vikes rolling through the pressure and just carrying on and just finding gaps. And the tired Spartan squad at this point, or it appears to be. Here's Gamage though. Alex Gamage, that being number 10, number 20. Chris Gamage, the try scorer. And the final here, not the final, the score now is 45-14. Wasn't long ago when it was 26-14 and had ourselves a game. But the final few minutes has really seen the Vikes roll through the Spartans. And that's where we stand with just 2 minutes to go. Ball comes loose. Heaney Corns knocked it on. Referee whistles that. And scrum will be to the Spartans as we're inside the final minute here at Willoughby Community Park. As Trinity Western will look to scrum here, see if they can salvage some late points. Brady Howlett will put the ball in, number 21 for Trinity Western. Howlett picks the ball off the back, gives it to Deceptitoy, gives it Ty Dayton. Dayton had a little bit of a crease there just for a moment, and then it got closed up. Howlett looking to go to his right again. That one goes through the hands of Gandolfo, and the Vikes are on the run again. And Victoria continuing to move forward. They've got tons of people and only a couple Spartans back, and they kind of botched that one. They had an opportunity to carry on running, and it didn't quite work out for Victoria, but that'll be the final whistle as Trinity Western falls in their home opener 45-14 here at Willoughby Community Park. It was the Vikes rolling up the score late, and Trinity Western were in it for most of the game. In the last 10 minutes, the score separated a little bit in favor of the Vikes. That is for sure a great game played by Victoria as they continue to run the score through to the final whistle, and that's where we stand at 45-14. Thanks for tuning in here on the Rugby Network. We're going to have more action all fall and all year long here, coming to you from Willoughby Community Park here in Langley, British Columbia, which is, of course, home to Trinity Western University and the Spartans. So make sure you stay tuned to the Rugby Network throughout the fall as we gear up for the National Championship Tournament. But for today, it's the Vikes winning 45-14 over the Spartans. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Mark Jansen, and we will see you next time right here from Willoughby Park. in Langley, British Columbia.